Breaking news! The atmosphere behind the scenes at the Detroit Lions camp is heating up, and I've got some crucial updates to discuss with you today. We all know this offseason has been nothing short of eventful, and with training camp creeping up fast, the latest developments could be a game changer. Trust me, what I've learned in the past few hours could potentially shake up everything we thought we knew about the Lions' future. I'll break it all down for you in a moment, but first, if you've been a Lions fan for more than 22 years, smash that like button right now. And if you're a new fan or a lifelong supporter, drop a comment that says, "Go Lions, nothing's going to stop us." Let's get straight to the news, because this could have huge implications for the Lions' offensive firepower and their cap space going forward. According to trusted insider Jeff Risdon, a beat writer with a solid track record covering the Lions, the team might be making a massive move that no one saw coming. All eyes are now on Jameson Williams, the electric wide receiver whose journey has been a whirlwind of rumors, performances, and now, possibly, a contract extension. Jameson Williams turned heads last season. After a rocky start to his NFL career, J-Mo came into his own in a big way. Last year was his most productive yet, finishing with just over 1,000 receiving yards and approximately 7 touchdowns. He became a legitimate number 2 wide receiver in Detroit's offense, something fans had been waiting to see since he was drafted. Dan Campbell has not only noticed it, he's actively praising him during OTAs. Word is, J-Mo has put on 5 pounds of muscle this offseason, and while best shape of your life season is always filled with hype, the staff has the tools to confirm whether that gain is real performance-enhancing muscle or just empty offseason noise. Spoiler alert, it's muscle. This change in narrative is wild. Just months ago, trade rumors surrounded Williams. There was serious talk in the fan base and beyond that Brad Holmes might move on from him. But Holmes quickly shot those down with a definitive no, and now, there's serious talk, not speculation, but actual reporting, that the team is preparing to extend him with a long-term deal. That's right, the same guy who was on the supposed chopping block is now potentially about to secure a contract extension that would keep him in Detroit for years to come. This brings us to the core question. Is this a genius move or a massive gamble? Jeff Risdon mentioned during a recent episode of the Detroit Lions podcast that he's extraordinarily confident this deal is getting done. And remember, J-Mo was a first-round pick in 2022, meaning he's already under contract through 2026 at around $15 million. But what the front office seems to be considering is locking him down early, maybe even before the league's wide receiver market explodes again. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation. If they can secure him at a price that looks like a bargain in a year or two, this could be Brad Holmes' next big win. Now let's talk dollars and cents. Based on what comparable number 2 receivers in the NFL are making, think Devonta Smith at $25 million annually, Jalen Waddle at just under $29 million, and T. Higgins also in that high 20s range. It's likely that J-Mo's contract would fall somewhere around that $25 million mark. Anything closer to $30 million might be pushing it, and less than $20 million is probably a non-starter. The consensus seems to be that $25 million is a sweet spot, reasonable, fair, and in line with what similar talent is earning around the league. Let's not forget that this also affects the team's financial planning. The Lions currently have $48 million in cap space for this year, which they can roll into next year to help manage extensions like this. If they front-load some of J-Mo's deal with signing bonuses now, it might ease the burden down the road. Strategically, that could be a very smart move. The team also has future contracts to consider, and the window to manage their cap efficiently is right now. Brad Holmes and the front office have been savvy with contracts. Just look at how well the Amon-Ra St. Brown deal worked out by getting ahead of the market. So what's the impact here? It could be massive. J-Mo adds a vertical element to the offense that not many teams can match. His speed stretches the field and forces defenses to account for him on every snap. That opens up the run game, creates space for guys like Amon-Ra, and lets Jared Goff cook. If the Lions let him walk or lose him to injury, it could change the whole dynamic. Signing him means betting on continued performance and good health, but those are the kinds of bets winning franchises make. And it's not just about J-Mo. This decision ties into a broader philosophy. Keep investing in the offense, where your identity and strengths lie. Let Brad Holmes work his draft magic on the other side of the ball. With solid O-line contracts in place and some future flexibility coming from the likes of Taylor Decker and Frank Ragnow, locking down a dynamic weapon like J-Mo might actually be the most logical step. So I'm turning the spotlight to you. Do you want to see Jameson Williams in Honolulu Blue for the long haul? Is $25 million a year a price worth paying for a player who can change the game in a single play? Or should the Lions be cautious and wait it out? Maybe even look at other options? Let me know your take in the comments. This is one of those pivotal moments that could define the next era of Lions football. Let's keep it rolling, because this story isn't slowing down anytime soon. The potential extension for Jameson Williams might just be the beginning of a bigger financial strategy that Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions front office are about to unveil. If this extension goes through, it'll not only solidify one of the team's most explosive offensive weapons for years to come, but it could also signal the Lions are willing to double down on the current offensive core while trusting the coaching staff and scouting department to continue producing on defense through the draft. Think about it. Jameson Williams isn't just fast. He's game-breaking fast. Defenses have to account for him every time he's on the field, which opens up opportunities for other players like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Sam Laporta. That kind of speed and threat is what separates good teams from great ones in the modern NFL. And according to the insider insight from Jeff Risdon, this deal isn't a distant possibility, it's likely imminent. He didn't hesitate when asked about the next extension target. He didn't hedge or speculate. He confidently said it's Jameson Williams. That confidence, from someone who's been deeply connected to the team, should not be taken lightly. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The Lions' cap situation is surprisingly healthy. With $48 million in surplus cap space this year, the team has the rare opportunity to proactively shape its future roster. By using this flexibility wisely, perhaps converting parts of J-Mo's future salary into a signing bonus spread across multiple years, they can lock him in without restricting their ability to pay other stars. That's how championship rosters are built: aggressive planning, smart timing, and strategic risk. Look no further than the recent contracts around the league. Teams that locked in core players early, before the market exploded, are now reaping the benefits. The Lions did this with Amon-Ra St. Brown. If they had waited until after Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and Ja'Marr Chase reset the market, Amon-Ra would have cost them nearly $35 million a year. Instead, they signed him for $5 million less per year. That's real savings, and that kind of foresight can be the difference between contending and rebuilding. So now the question becomes, how much is Jameson Williams worth, not just in terms of cash, but in terms of value to this franchise's trajectory? He's not your average WR2. He's not just another target. He's a deep ball assassin with untapped potential, a 1,000-yard season already under his belt, and a growing connection with Jared Goff. He's still on the rise. Giving him Devonta Smith money, about $25 million annually, could end up being one of the most cost-effective deals in the league 3 years from now. And let's be honest, if he stays healthy and productive, he could even outperform that number. But make no mistake, there are risks. Every extension carries uncertainty. Injuries are always a threat, especially for high-speed players. So Lions fans, the floor is yours. Would you be comfortable seeing Jameson Williams secured for the next 4 to 5 years at $25 million per year? Do you see him as a core part of this team's championship window, or would you rather see that cap space allocated elsewhere? These are the decisions that define franchises. And right now, all signs point to the Lions making a bold, calculated move to lock down one of their most dynamic young talents. If you love this kind of deep dive and you want more real-time updates like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Smash that like if you believe Jameson Williams deserves to stay in the D. We've got more breaking news and insider scoops coming your way, so don't miss out. Thanks for riding with me, and as always, go Lions, nothing's going to stop us.